Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Andrea Eppolito. I'm a luxury wedding planner based here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And today, after a 1-year delay, we are at the Stirling Club, finally getting Arianna and Richard down the aisle. When Arianna reached out to me, she had a very, very clear and distinct vision for what she wanted. She's very, very smart. She's very fashion forward. And on the wedding day, she wanted to have the fairy tale, but she wanted it to be really modern and sexy with a little bit of an edge to it. So back in 2019, when we first started our time together, we were looking for a space that was really grand, that gave me the opportunity to dress a staircase and give her a really long, beautiful aisle. We found her ceremony dress, which is behind me, very quickly, and one of the driving forces was, does the venue honor the dress? Does it give her the moment that she's really looking for? Sadly, since COVID and the pandemic, we did need to rehome the wedding, and our first thought was, oh my God, how are we gonna find something that isn't an alternative, that isn't second rate, that feels just as important and feels just as beautiful and as romantic? And the reality is, the space we were looking for happens to be their home. They live in a beautiful high-rise, and the foyer is just really opulent with gorgeous crystal chandeliers, a lot of gold, beautiful kind of curved staircase, a lot of marble. And the minute that I saw it, I knew that this was the place that she should get married. And it's made so much more meaningful by the fact that every day she's gonna come down and she's gonna walk by it. Every day she's gonna come into the clubhouse. Every day she's gonna go to the country club and she's gonna see it and she's gonna say, I got married right there. Everything in the design process comes directly from the couple. I tell my couples, we're not gonna talk about design, typically for our first 3 or 4 meetings, because I just wanna get to know them. I wanna understand who they are as people. I wanna understand how they see the world. I wanna understand how they wish the world was. I really just wanna get a sense of their worldview. How do they live? How do they experience food, flowers, music? What is it that they live with on a daily basis? And then how can I take that and really elevate it? So our first year together, we did the design, and then this last year was really just about honoring the relationship. And for us, how do I keep them emotionally engaged? How do I remain important in their life when the reason that they invited me in has been put on pause? And so in the case of Richard and Arianna, they're just so lovely and they're so friendly, and I adored them so much that we ended up doing things like my husband and I had dinner with them on several occasions. Arianna and I go walking together, we go shopping together. Rich and I have our own little text message relationship. And it was about saying, okay, so we know you're not getting married now. Can I walk you down the aisle? Can I get you legally married? Which we did. We had our own little, private mini elopement in her boutique. She and Richard own Shop Santo, which is in Town Square. I am wearing my bride's beautiful fashions today. I don't know if you can see all that. But, going down and doing fashion shows in their boutique, going down and actually having them say their vows, and just making sure that they always knew that no matter what was happening, that I was still here, that I still truly cared, and that anything that they needed from the moment that we pressed pause until this moment in this room, that I was available to them. So vision and design always starts, once I have a very clear picture of it, I go to Javier Valentino, and we sit down and I say, okay, this is my bride, this is my groom, this is the venue, this is really what we want. And I always have a really broad strokes idea. Now, the great thing about working with Javier is that in so many ways, at so many times, he and I share the same brain almost. We both see the world in a bigger is better, more is more way. And so then I invite Arianna and Richard in to meet him. We all sat down and talked, and then the two of us went back, sharpened our pencils. He brought in elements that he really loved. I brought in things I loved. And we did a beautiful design deck that we were able to present to Arianna and Richard. And the minute that she saw it, she just said, yeah, this is it. And from that moment on, it really became about engaging other people, finding a caterer like Cut and Taste that could hand curate a menu and food and wine, bringing on Stephen Salazar and Janelle Salazar and inviting you into the venue and saying, spend a couple of hours here, take a look at the lighting, take a look at the way that the light changes from day to night, take a look at the angles, how best to shoot this. And so we do a lot of pre-planning. The average wedding probably takes, without a pandemic, probably about 12 to 1,600 hours. And then all of the one-on-one time we spend with the vendors, and then getting you guys together, having Javier meet with Floral, having Javier meet with Rental, having Photo meet with Javier, and just making sure that we were all on the same page so that we could execute the vision seamlessly today.
We're going to tell the floor, this is immediate family, and then everyone else is going to stand, and I'm going to have the officiant say, ladies and gentlemen, please gather close by. We want to really envelop and hug the couple in the love and the warmth and the sense of community of having you all here. Please join us and come close so that we can all be in the moment together.
Love it.
Me too.
So my bride is standing right over there, and she's breathtaking. But after 2 years, she's not just my bride anymore, she's my friend now. And to be able to give somebody that I care about a moment that is worthy of them and that they deserve, there's no feeling better than that in the world. She's wearing the earrings that I wore walking down the aisle. I've never, ever let a bride wear my wedding earrings. And I'm so just thrilled and proud that she's wearing them. I'm wearing something from her shop. It feels like a family, and it feels like, despite the pandemic, despite everything else that happened, today the world is a perfect place and everything is exactly as it should be, except for the cake, so I'm probably gonna have to go check on that. But other than that, I couldn't ask for anything more. I'm so lucky that they picked me, that they stuck with me, that they didn't, run off and say it's not worth it, because things like this matter. You need something to look forward to, and you need something to look back on. And when the world stopped and we had an uncertain future, the one thing that we knew was that this day was going to come. And that's why people like us do things like this. That's why I exist, to give that moment to people who care about these things. And so I'm so happy. I'm thrilled.